What's up, guys? Welcome to another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a 1.9 rail duplicator, and as you guys can see in my inventory here, I have each type of rail. This does work for all types of rails, including normal rails, activator rails, powered rails, and detector rails. This behind me is a slightly larger version of this basic principle that I will show you guys at the end of the video. But let's get started with a simple demonstration of this system. As you can see, we have a fairly fast clock back there running into a repeater, and if we just turn on here, it can be a little buggy, but as you can see, there's a pumpkins are getting dispensed out, and what you want to do is you want to try to click the rail on there. It might. Oh man, I'm in creative still. Hang on. Make sure there's no rails in there. All right, let me jump out of creative. Game mode survival. All right. So as you can see, you just place it down, and there we go. Getting some we're getting some rail duplication. Sometimes it'll glitch out like that. Just keep pressing, and eventually you'll get into a rhythm, and they'll start duplicating. Just to prove that this does work with all types of rails, is just keep right-clicking. Every once in a while, you will place, and it'll break, and it'll go down into the lower one. So starting with maybe about 10 of each type of rail will kind of keep you from having to run out of rails like that right there. If you do that, just look down here, you'll see rails in the system. Oh, and I just got the bag. So there we go. As you can see, it does work with normal types of rails. And then activator rails, last type. So there you go. As you can see, it does work for each type. Now, the way this works is a glitch with, let's jump back into creative. A glitch with the dispensers wanting to place pumpkins, and as you can see, this is the crucial point. You need to have snow here. This piston, I believe the dispenser needs to be facing in an east or west direction, but I'm going to do some more testing, and I will leave an annotation on the screen right now if this can be faced in any direction. When I built this, it was facing west. I built this one, it faced east, so I believe it might be able to work in any direction. It needs to be able to, it's trying to place a pumpkin on top of these two snow blocks to try to make a snowman. But as long as that dispenser is within a radius of this, it thinks it can place that pumpkin on top of the snowman, or on top of the snow to make a snowman. And what I'm doing is I'm using a piston with two sticky piston spline blocks to push the glass forward that breaks the pumpkin and pushes the rail forward, and that's what dupes it, because it's a valid and invalid placement at the same time, because the pumpkin's getting slid forward and the game's not sure what to do, so it just pops it off, and it pops off a copy of the rail here and a copy of the rail here, so you end up getting two copies of the rail. It does need to be, as you can see, this is the fastest clock it can be on, because this clock, there's a repeater here on 4 ticks. It's pretty simple. It's for this system, it's a dispenser full of pumpkins. Underneath it is a dropper, and that's where most of your rails will get stuck if they do get through. So anywhere under here, you could probably put an item sorter to pull the types of rails that you want out and send them off somewhere. Then under here, it's just 2 hoppers into the dropper up into the dispenser. Yep, and that's all that is for that. Then you need a block or a repeater running into here, which activates the dropper, or the dropper, and then this piece needs to be running into it to power the dispenser. A repeater on 4 ticks running out and up onto this block to power the piston. And that's it. That is your simple rail duplicator. These blocks that are glass do need to be glass to keep you from placing, well, these ones could probably be anything, but using glass here. But you definitely need glass here, as well as on this block right here, to keep you from placing a rail on it. I believe you could probably make these. I don't see why you couldn't make those just normal blocks if you wanted it to look nicer. And then you just need to be able to not place. So, yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of, is it's going to run into, I don't even know what the hell happened there. Turn it back on. Alright, so yeah. So let's see. Alright, so yeah, those can be any types of blocks there. But you need glass here as well as here to keep you from placing, and you can't just put either that or these can be immovable objects. really. So you could just put some furnaces here if you don't want that, so that you don't have to see it. And then, you know, whatever block you want down here to make it look nice and pretty. But that's the simple base principle of it. You just need to be able to only place rails on top of the pumpkin. You can't place them on here or it'll break the system. You can have a clock running. It's 4 repeaters in a sequence. You probably do it 2 repeaters in 2 ticks. But now to show you this last big one, I will link a video tutorial for this version that I've seen in the description below, and as well as a video to the pumpkin detector glitch. This is a slightly more complicated version. Somebody who's a little bit better with redstone could probably condense this redstone to make it a little bit simpler. But as you can see, as our flames crash, oh, 1 second, we need to reprime the system. You just break that out, put whatever type of rail you want to duplicate on top of these pumpkins. Close back up. Sometimes when you shut the system off, it does that. Turn it back on, and as you can see, rails start to come up on top and flow into the water. And if you shut it off, as you can see, sometimes it just breaks and you need to reprime the system and put pumpkins and stuff in there. But this does work for any types of rails. As you can see, it produces a mass amount of rails, to the point where I actually had to do this kind of storage system where the water flows over the top of the hoppers just to keep up with the system. Otherwise, it just overflows the one hopper really quickly. But if this, I think, is a little more survival friendly. It's fairly cheap on redstone. You just need a fairly fast clock, but not so fast that this repeater gets locked and that piston gets stuck out. But it's a lot cheaper, and for 1.9, it seems to work pretty well. Leave a like, comment on the video, make sure you share it, tweet it out to anybody that you think might be useful, and thanks for watching. And remember, always keep it top notch.